What it is, guys? I'm back. Another video. Now, I seen a video today from Call for an Uprising, how he has a good video on this. Contrail and chemtrail. They're calling the chemtrails a conspiracy, blah, 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 blah. What I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description for Call for an Uprising's channel, because he has links to other information on it from the so-called article, as he would say. Now, here's the thing. The one above is a contrail, and you can tell by the tail, as the tail end of it has disappeared. The current one, this big white line, is a chemtrail. It's kind of like, I don't know. Let's put it this way. You ever see a car? I don't know how to explain it, guys. It is hard to explain. Okay, so like as an example, have you ever seen a car driving along the highway in the wintertime? How the exhaust kind of like goes up and then dissipates pretty much immediately? That's what a contrail is. A chemtrail, I'm trying to think of an example, would be like, I have a good example. Chemtrail would be like boiling water on your stove and then taking the lid off. I know it's condensation of just getting a point across, and the chemtrail, stays on the lid, we'll say. And eventually, some of it, if not most of it, starts to drip, and spread. You see what I'm saying? Like you'll notice it if you take off a kind of like a lid that's glass, and you watch as you lift. You'll see how the water vapors and everything move around, and it kind of just stays there. That's kind of what a chemtrail does. Chemtrails are extremely hazardous and extremely bad for you, which is why there's an increase of everything I told you before. It's really, really bad. Contrail's not a big deal. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's an airplane flying. That's like a commercial airplane with people on it. Chemtrail is more governmental. These guys get paid like a lot of money to spread shit in the air to make you really, really sick. As an example, this past summer we've had number of I'd say storms that we were supposed to get this year where I live. Didn't get anything. It's like one day we were supposed to get like 30 millimeters of rain, and these guys sprayed the air heavily. I have videos on it somewhere. I don't know where they are anymore. They're buried in my YouTube channel. But they sprayed it the very day before the rain had come, and it did not rain the following day. And I don't want to hear no BS about the wind shifting here and there. No, this shit was coming, and it was coming good. It was supposed to give our plants a little water down, and no. That's why they kind of tell you, well, when you get food from outside, make sure you wash it. Even if you wash it to get the shit off the food, you're putting fluoride on the food, so you're screwed. You can make yourself feel good knowing that you got rid of it, but you still have shit that they put in the water in the food. So you go from like worse to kind of not so bad, but bad for you too. They're trying to kill you slowly. Do you not see that? Fast food is full of sugar, which gives you diabetes, which leads to bloody diabetic problems, which leads to heart failure, which leads to liver and kidney and all these fucking other things that are going on. Leads to you having mental breakdowns, leads you having headaches all the time because you're ingesting sugar all the motherfucking time. And yes, I went off a little bit on the chemtrail thing here, but it all rolls into a ball. Population control, depopulation, so they control the masses that they want, the way they want it. And it's going to happen. The devil is the prince of the air. Where do you think everything comes from? There is no satellites in space, okay? Because if there was, you would never lose a signal in your life. Okay? Why do you think all the satellites I've ever seen in my life are pointed diagonally? I don't think I've ever seen a satellite pointed straight up. They're always diagonal. Why is that? Because they're bouncing signals off of other towers. They're not getting shit from the air. And whatever they're getting is not extraterrestrial. Okay, let me explain that to you. Let's get off of the subject a second. When we get to the satellite thing. Okay, there's no satellites. When you get to the antennas, those big dish antennas that everyone has, companies have, these things pick up signals you wouldn't hear normally. And it's not extraterrestrial. These are demonic and angelic fallen angels who were not all buried. Okay, just the really, really, really bad ones. The other ones are roaming free. Don't know what the plan is for that. I don't know why it is like that. But anyhow, that's why you never see the satellites pointed straight up into the air. They're always diagonal. They're always to and fro. It's always diagonal. Always. As for the chemtrails, you really think that the elite care about you? You really think the government gives a about you? No, they don't. They want you working so much and so tired that you're not going to take the time out of your day to look. I started looking up years ago and honestly thought nothing about it. I didn't think anything of it until I started watching videos on YouTube about it. You think about it. People get an increased rise of flus, pneumonias, and colds. Where does that come from? The flu vaccine makes you sick. It doesn't make me sick because of my history, background, my ancestry. I never get sick from it, but I haven't had it in years. My kids have had the flu shot before, never gotten sick. Wife's had the flu shot, never gotten sick. However, it depends on who you are. And I will never take the flu shot again. Okay? They create a problem. They wait for your reaction, and then they give you a solution. Problem: throwing sugar into beverages and food. Reaction: people get diabetes, headaches. Reaction, reaction is us doing that. The solution is them throwing medical things at us, like Tylenol, Advil, and putting you on insulin. Okay? There are such thing as juvenile diabetes, but that's due to the mom. If the mom doesn't take care of herself, regardless of how she got the diabetes, a child will end up with juvenile diabetes. I've never heard of a child being born and has diabetes. If I'm wrong, you can let me know. I'm always open to being corrected. But you really have to think about these things, guys. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Comment, like, and or subscribe. And I'm going to keep pounding my vids at you. And I eventually hope to make it big. And I'll still never forget where I came from. Peace.